Hi everyone, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Liz, and this is my 5th video. Just like to say thanks to everyone that's subscribed to me so far and continues to watch. And if you're new, thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe and come back and watch some more videos. So I think I am going to be doing Stitch Mania this year. I did it last year and did it the year before. So in 2016 I did 15, and well, ended up being 14 starts for the first 14 days of May because my last start didn't work out. And last year I just did 4 starts, one for each week of May. And so I've decided I think I'm going to be doing that again this year, but I don't know in what capacity or how many things yet. I'm going to work that out later today, what ones I'm going to start. So I'll just jump right in it with whips. So I think the last one I was working on in my 4th video was Love from the Love and Friendship book by Cross My Heart. So that one right there. And since my last video I just got a little bit more done on the letter E there. And I haven't picked it up again since. I haven't been doing all that much stitching lately. I have been knitting a little bit and crocheting. So that's that one. That one's done on a 32 count, I believe. Yeah, 32 count. That's why I got, what colour is it? Stormy Night. So, it's printed on one side. Yeah, printed on one side of the fabric, and the other side is plain. And then I've got my flowers by Flowers of the Month by Maurer-Stroh. So that's a free pattern series. This is just someone's work that I got off the internet, off Google. So that's what it looks like with all of them. And you can stitch it any way you want. They've put a bigger gaps in between each one. You can stitch them joined together. I'm just stitching them with basically like the gap of one cross in between them. So I have been working on this each month, so I've actually finished February's, March's, and I've just finished April's. So that's January, Carnation, there's February's Violets, March's Jonquils, and now I've just done May's Sweet Pea. And I've just put the lettering in there as well. I had to make a couple of adjustments to the lettering sometimes, so it doesn't, I'll show you on this one, because I've only got basically a really small gap in between the blocks. I need to make sure that it's just going to like stop on the top of that block and not go into that block. So on Jonquils, you can't really see it there, but I had to move a couple of letters up. And on Sweet Pea I had to do it with the P and move that up by 1. But that doesn't take much time to work it out. Just move it up and see how to join the letter onto the next letter. So yeah, that's my flowers. So the next one up I think is my Lily of the Valley. And that's the booklet I'm using for the alphabet, which is that one. And And I think next I worked on this one, my Heaven and Earth design, Quick Stitch Family Portrait by Jennifer Nilsson. And that's what it looks like there. So it's just a bunny family. And I think I only worked on it for a couple of days. And here it is. So all the daddy bunny is done. I was just working on finishing out the park threads on the baby bunny. Oh, okay, I'll hold it up here. So I've been working in columns, working across and parking the threads. So I worked in a lot of park threads that were in this column here. There's only a few stitches left to go just up here to finish that column. Yeah, it's very cute, but for such a small chart, and it is only 175 wide by 125 high. It is chock full of confetti. And I've been working this on 25 count. I think it's just a white even weave. 2 strands over 1 thread, 10 stitch. So that's that one, and I think next I pulled out my blue ribbon design, Redwork Garden. This one I found at my LNS, and I started it in Stitch Mania 2016. So I don't think I had it very long before then either. Actually I bought it the year before because I ordered stuff from 123 Stitch. I ordered the threads from 123 Stitch for it because my LNS didn't have the particular colours that were called for. And anyway, this, I think I only did three days on it, 3 evenings I think it was. So I decided to work, so I've just been working on this border, and so I decided I would actually start in on these like quilting motifs. So that's what I did. So I just got two of the blocks done. And so this one is worked in Gentle Art Sampler threads, Gast, and it's done 1/2 on 40 count linen. And do I know what kind of linen it is? What colour? Probably not. What did I write down? 40 count. Permin white linen. Yep, 40 count Permin linen in white. So it does pay to write things down. And that one, I actually, before I worked on it, I made a project bag. So I've been thinking about different ways to make project bags, and I'd seen lots of different ones before, and the ones that I made, I'll just pull this one up. Last time I did them, I did them like this, and then I bagged it all out, so there's no seams on the inside. And I think this was my first one, so it's all joined, the bottom. Oh, I can't even see where my seam is. Maybe I hand stitched it. I don't know. But you can't see any seams on the inside at all, on the top, on the sides. But it's really finicky to do it that way, and I wanted an easier way. And I've done binding before, and Calico just showed, she did a tutorial that she got off someone else, how to do bags like this. And yeah, I've done binding before. I've got this quilt, little quilt thingy that I did when I was doing pattern making, and we did binding, but it wasn't binding from the back, it was a separate binding. So I decided to do it that way. So I made a bag for that Redwork garden project. So that's the back, and that's the front there. So you can see the binding coming over to the front. Got my little bit of lace detail there. Got a little zipper pull. So this, all of this stuff except for this end piece is from my stash of beads from when I used to do beaded jewellery. There we go. And then I just got a little taggy there that says Redwork Garden. It's quite hard to see. There we go. And then the inside, this looks like that. Yeah. So on this one I put my interfacing, I fused the fusible fleece onto the outer parts, but then the last ones I was doing, I did it on the inside, on the lining parts, but I actually think I prefer it on the outer parts as opposed to the lining. So I will show those other ones in a little bit that I've made. Then in February I had a finish, which is the one I said I was going to be finishing when I did my video at the end of January, and it is my Save the Stitches piece. I have to stand up and scroll it. There we go. So from the each of these blocks I worked separately, and they took quite a while, but then once I started in on the 5th block, I could basically do 4 blocks in around about a week's time. So every time I picked it up I would do 4 blocks, and it wouldn't take me that long. Yeah, so it's all done to what the pattern said to do it to. So it is on a 25 count even weave, white. So it's the same even weave that I used for my bunnies. It's got pearl DMC, pearl cotton number 12 for the outer frames, well, for the frames of all of it, and then it's just DMC 310 for the they call them diaper patterns, or the interior patterns, and then I just used the DMC metallic gold, copper, silver, and then as I was going through attaching the beads, for some reason they all seem to say use gold beads, gold beads, gold beads, so I just used gold beads. I had sort of pewter coloured ones and coppery coloured ones, but yeah, I just ended up using gold. And there's not that many sprinkled throughout the piece. There's a few there, quite a few right in that block. There's quite a lot of the piece that doesn't even have any, and then towards the bottom there's a few more, like in there, on there there's a few, down here. Yeah, save the stitches, 2018 EMC. So yeah, really glad to have this one done, because I've been working on it since the 16th of November 2015. And here's the back. So it's not too bad, too messy. I know a lot of people are interested in seeing what the back of projects look like. So it's pretty tidy actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, so now I just have to, I don't think I'm going to wash it fully, but I will steam it. We've got a steamer, and I found that steaming them works really well instead of actually pressing the iron down onto them. Then, when was it? Before April started, oh, I pulled it out. So before April started, I wanted to work on something, but I didn't know what, so I went through my folder of patterns that I've printed out, and I came across this one here, Flight of Fancy by Lucie Heaton. So that's it there. And it said you needed to do it on a, I think it's the 28 count or something. The pattern page is actually inside. But I ended up doing it on a 25 count fabric 2/2. And that's all I've got done at the moment. Very hard to see. Let me just put that bit of paper in behind it and see if that helps. There we go. So I did work down in one column there and got all of that done except from the outline. And then last night I decided I would just work on the yellow parts for now, and then come back and fill it in with the white. So yeah, that's just a quick little one that I can pick up whenever, do a little bit on it. So that's, I believe that's everything I've been working on cross-stitch wise. I'll just quickly run through this stuff. So I did start relearning how to knit with Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts tutorials. So I did a dishcloth, but after doing this one I found out that my yarn wasn't 100% cotton. I thought it was when I pulled it off the shelf in Spotlight, but it wasn't. So I went to the Ribbon Rose, my LNS, and I found some that was 100% cotton, and I just did this one here. And I haven't started on the hat tutorials yet. I haven't even gotten the pattern yet or looked up what you need, because I have been working on a crochet project. And here it is, it's almost done. So I've got some squares to fill in, to weave in the ending threads, but this is it here. So it's 20 squares, so 4 by 5. There it is there. So it's done with Marble 8 ply, 100% acrylic yarn, and I used the block from this book here by Jan Heaton, 200 crochet blocks, and it was the willow block. And so I decided to use, how many colours did I use? 5 colours, and just tried to do it randomly. I'm not really a person that can do random very well, but I gave it a go. Some of the squares have the same colour twice in them. They don't have them more than twice, like this one's got the dark purple twice in it. This one's got the teal twice, that one's got pink twice, and that one's got the minty colour twice. That one's got all different ones, the light purple twice. That's just the way it worked out. So I did that with a 4mm crochet hook, which actually belonged to my mum. And I've joined them through the back using this slip stitch or double single crochet. So I just went all the way across this way first with the 4 blocks, so, and then I went down the opposite way, 5 wide, and then I just did a simple little edging on it. So yeah, I'm just going to weave in the ends on 8 of the blocks and then block it, and then it will be done, and I can give it to my co-worker for her baby that's going to be born in June. So that's what I've been spending a lot of time doing, is this blanket. I'm not a very fast crocheter. So I will show the other bags that I've done. So after I did that bag for my Redwork piece, I did a bag for my Dimensions piece, which is called Snow Leopard Cubs. Snow Leopard Cubs. I'm not going to show how much I've done on it though, even though I just showed you what it was, because it'll be in my Whip Parade video. So this is it here. So that's like I don't know, just a free-form dyed effect fabric. The lace again, front, back is the same as the front, and then I've got my little tag and my little charm. So I put a little bear on it, and beads again from my leftover beads from when we did the beaded jewellery, and then the lining is just like that. It does have a little bit of silver in it, so it's sparkly. Oh, there you go. You can just see it a little bit. Yeah, so that was the second one I did, and then I proceeded to make 4 at once, but I only completely finished one, which is this one here. daisies all over it. And a little taggy again. And what did I put on this one? Little butterfly and some yellow beads. And the inside is little flowers, little red flowers on a yellow background. And that is for my whip called, what do they call it? The Hazy Daisies of Summer from Needlecraft magazine, number 76, August 1997. So it's that one on the cover. And again, this one I started in Stitch Mania 2016. There it is there. And then the other three, I've got a half finished, just sitting right here on the machine. So there's the front. So I just haven't done the back, and there's the, there it is with the lining, pop of colour on the lining there. And then I've got this one here. So I sewed the trim on the outer side on this one, halfway over each of them. And then this fabric here has got like flowers and leaves and birds and bunnies. And then the lining, here we go. And then the other one that I've got to finish is again like a tie-dye kind of fabric. And then little, I don't know, they're like old-timey sort of posters. That one says Art Studio. That one says Studio as well. Practical photography, artistic. Yeah. And then the lining used is there. So it's creamy brown background with green. Yeah, so those are the three that I've still got to complete. When I went to my LNS, oh my gosh, can I find it? That's right, yeah. And that was back in, must have been February. Yeah, I think it was, because that's when I was knitting. I purchased one chart. Says it's by Maurer-Stroh, and it's called Blue Dreams. May to take it out. Packaging. So that's it there. So it's got specialty stitches, used stitches, cross stitch and some special stitches, French knots. I hate French knots. Maybe they'll be better this time. Use 2 strands. Daisy stitch, Smyrna stitch. So I've done daisy stitch. If they're talking about lazy daisies. Maybe they're talking about something different. Daisy stitch. Yeah, no, it's completely different. It looks just like a long stitch, longer straight stitch kind of. And then down here they've got daisy stitches, which looks different to what's up there. Anyway, yeah, so that pattern's from 2009. I'd never seen it before. I just thought it was really cute. I love flowers. I don't know what it is about flowers, but I love them. Even though I don't have any in our garden. Yeah. So that's the only pattern I got there. I did, back in December, when Heaven and Earth Designs had their 50% off sale, I did get 5 patterns, I think it was 5, which I haven't shown. So I think I will insert those here. And then just after Martina from Chatelaine died, I went on the website and I purchased my first chatelaine. So I don't think I'm ready to do a chatelaine or anything like that, but the one I purchased was butterfly lace, and that's the one that I've been looking at for quite a while. That because I browsed the whole website, and that's the one that stuck out in my mind, so I purchased that one. Do I have anything else to show? Well, I'm in my studio, so I've tidied it, but again it's still messy, it's not finished, nothing's hung up on the walls yet. Anything else? I think that's it. Those hanging up there are the knitted scarves that I made when my mum taught me to knit, and all she taught me and my sister was to do the straight scarf, no increasing, no decreasings or anything like that. And then this up here is just a top that I made when I was doing my pattern making course back in 2007. So it's made off a block that was done to my size, and then oh yeah, it does have buttons on it, but it's such a flimsy fabric, I'm not even sure I can still fit it. It's never integrated into my wardrobe, shall I say, because it's so flimsy. It's just a black polka dot. But yeah, I think I was skinnier than I am now back then. So yeah, I think that's all. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing and liking and commenting. I don't get back to all my comments as much as I'd like. Sometimes I see them pop up on my phone when I'm at work or something, and I don't have the time to answer them right then and there, because we only have a half-hour lunch break and then 15-minute break in the morning and afternoon. And I'm not good with words like my husband is. He's really good with words. He's on Facebook all the time writing stuff, statuses and all of that. I don't do that. I'm just not good with it. So sometimes I'll go to comment on things and I'll write it out, and then I'll think that sounds stupid, so then I'll just delete the comment or something. So if I actually comment on something, that's pretty amazing. Because yeah, I delete my comments all the time that I go to post. Yeah, so yeah, I do believe that's all. So I guess I will see you in my next video. Bye!